So, hi Scorpio, my name is Chris and this is your reading for 2026 and I'm really excited because 2026 is going to be completely different than the last few years. Energy-wise, it's going to be a big shift and thank God for that, right? So I'm not doing the Celtic Cross here, I'm doing 12 cards, 3 rows or 4 rows, let's just see. And it starts here, it starts with the 10 of Wands. It's a closure, wrapping something up, right? Then we start with the Page of Pentacles. So wrapping something up, which is a good idea, starting the year with that energy, closure of the old, right? Balancing something out, Page of Pentacles, you got everything you need, right? So don't worry about it. You got everything you need for this new beginning. Queen of Wands is also a very beautiful energy where you use your passion and your fire energy to crystallize something out. It has a lot to do with working with your subconsciousness, right? Oops, sorry. Being very aware of your subconscious energy. There's the Lovers, that's nice. And what else do we got? There's the the Lovers and the Hermit, right? That's an interesting combination. We're going to explore this, right? Maybe you are going to meet someone, right? But you're going to meet the right person if you don't need someone, if that makes any sense to you. So if you are in the hermit mode, then you are enough for yourself, right? Sure, it would be nice to meet somebody, but if you need somebody in the sense that you need someone to complete yourself, that's not a good idea, not a good energy, right? To start a relationship with. But if you are enough for yourself, if you love yourself, if you respect yourself, healthy boundaries, and if you are kind of willing to stay single, then you might meet someone on the same frequency. And that's a power couple, right? And two people come together who don't necessarily need each other, but just, you know, that's reciprocity, that's beautiful, right? If they don't need each other, but they come together as free spirits, so to speak. There's the Three of Wands. Your ships are rolling in. What ship to board? We're going to see this. It ends with royalty here, the second row as well, with the King of Cups. Beautiful energy of the Four of Swords. The Ten of Pentacles is always a card I love a lot. Earth sign, right? So, yeah, even if you're not, but Seven of Wands. And let's just take the last one because it kind of sprung towards me. That's the Eight of Wands. Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands. Bottom of the deck, a celebration. That's the Three of Cups. Underneath that, there's the Star card. Six of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Beautiful energies. A few clarifiers, but let's just have a look at that whole picture here. So 2026 is going to be a successful year, that's for sure. Beautiful year, you got the best cards here, definitely the Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles, right? So wealth, abundance and prosperity, that's just how it is, right? Let's just say it. That's beautiful. That's Pentacles energy in its completion. Ten of Pentacles, you're immersing yourself in your own creation, you're creating something, and that's Pentacle energies, right? Could be job, could be career, could be money. There's an abundance here, right? Beautiful energy. Then there's the Lovers. And the Lovers, as I said, if you go into a relationship with a lack mentality, you know, needing someone to complete yourself, not a good idea. Right next to the Lovers, as I said, there's the Hermit. So just be yourself enough, follow your own light, let your own light shine. And if you respect yourself, if you have healthy boundaries, if you are not shy to say no, to communicate these healthy boundaries, you're going to attract the right people, or the right person in this case. Three of Wands clarifying the Ten of Wands. Right at the beginning, right? 2026 starts with the closure. big fat closure. There's something you're wrapping up energy-wise, and there's something else coming in. And whatever it is, whatever you're starting here, it's going to be better. Better than the last few years. There's the King of Pentacles clarifying the Page of Pentacles. You're going to the Ten of Pentacles, right? So you got everything here later in the year. Basically, there's the Ten of Pentacles coming in. You got everything for wealth, abundance, and prosperity. You got everything for career, for success, for manifestation in Pentacles energies, right? So just there's the Page of Pentacles again, clarifying the Two of Pentacles, balancing something out. Maybe you have given a lot, now it's time to receive in 2026. That's good news. The Moon card clarifying the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is this combination of fire energy and subconscious manifestation. So you're using your passion and your subconscious frequency to manifest something out. So she's basically, she has one wand in her hand. That's the fire sign, so to speak. Look at that. In the other hand, there's a sunflower, and that's definitively a symbol of the earth, but it's also a symbol of happiness. The sun card has the sunflowers in it. So you're creating something from your subconsciousness with your passion. So by all means, do something that you're passionate about. And subconscious energy, very important here. The Moon card clarifying the Queen of Wands. You should, this is what I'm pretty much telling everybody, right? Establish a practice to ground yourself, to take care of your inner frequency. So whenever you feel down, just meditate, just go for long walks, just do yoga, fitness, sport, whatever you're doing. Get into your body, get into the physical, right? Out of your head, out of your overthinking head. I don't have any Swords energy here, by the way. Oh yeah, I got Four of Swords, which is pretty much meditation, which is pretty much healing, right? Using your mind wisely, not worrying, not overthinking. That's the Four of Swords. You're just processing something, and sometimes processing happens while you just go for a walk, right? Or you just, I don't know, go for a swim or whatever it is that you're doing, right? Make a connection to your body, and that's, you kind of automatically clean your subconsciousness, yeah? Bring out the trash, basically. And just by walking along or swimming along, you're so much in the moment that there's so many background processes functioning in the background, basically. That's healthy, that's healing, right? And this is clearing your energy, and then you're manifesting the right things. That's very important. Oh, the Lovers. The Lovers and the Wheel of Fortune. So this could be serious, right? Lovers and the Wheel of Fortune. Maybe you're meeting the right person, like the really right person. Try not to force it. Try not to look for it. The Hermit is enough for himself, for herself, right? Whatever gender, doesn't matter. Try not to force it, right? Try not to... Clarified by the Strength card, by the way. Strength card with the lion, pretty much a symbol for fire energy, for sexual energy, right? For passion, right? You shouldn't fall for passion, right? You're not going to have an adventure with a player. You're going to have, there's a real relationship here, right? The Lovers and the Wheel of Fortune. That's destiny, right? Destiny calling. King of Cups, the second time, this time clarifying the Tree of Wands. Okay. So you're basically attracting whatever is in alignment with your subconscious frequency. So there are two aspects that are very much resonating with your subconsciousness. That's your passion, right? Don't get carried away with some player, some passionate energy, right? You can be a little adventurous, but be wise about it, right? The hermit is the wise man, the sage. He's not like a young puppy just running along with the next best thing that comes along, right? You owe yourself more than that, right? So subconscious energy, there's your passion and there are your emotions. With these two aspects, right? What are you passionate about? Do not get controlled by your passion. Do not get swept away by your passion, right? Keep your passion in check. That's basically, I mean, the hermit is holding a wand, right? Following his own light, being the master of his own passion. And clarified by the Strengths card, that's pretty much emphasized here. And know what you want, right? You're attracting what you want subconsciously. The King of Cups is clarified by the King of Wands. So you got these two aspects together in combination here. Mastership over your emotions, mastership over your passion. You got the Queen of Wands here as well. So you got the royal couple complete with the Wands energy. Yeah, as I said, you're not looking for a play, you're looking for a real good relationship. And all of your mastership, there is a lot of mastership. The Hermit is a master. The Emperor is definitively mastership. Ten of Pentacles is completion. And if you go into that, you got the royal couple with the King and Queen of Wands and the King of Cups 2 times actually. Here's the King of Pentacles as well. So there's a lot of, as I said, mastership. How does that mastership, how do you stabilize that? How do you bring it about? How do you care for it? As I said, through meditation, you need a practice, something to heal yourself, something to clean yourself. Yoga, fitness, sport, whatever brings you into your body. So the background processes can basically clean out the trash, right? Psychological debris, so to speak, is getting taken care of while you go for a walk, while you go for a swim, while you do whatever. And one big thing is definitively here, and you know, there's a mastership here connected to this practice. Could 2026 be the year in which you are finally making meditation a spiritual practice, right? A very disciplined, everyday spiritual practice. At the end of it, there's the Eight of Wands, clarified by the Eight of Wands. So the end of 2026 could be very, very interesting. Whatever energy comes in, I don't know, right? But this is how it ends. 2 times the Eight of Wands, right? So, but I talked about spiritual mastership, yoga, fitness, sport, something that brings you into your body, cleans out the trash in your subconsciousness, works perfectly. So you need physical activity, right, to clean out the subconscious, and then cultivating your mind through meditation, mindfulness, things like that. And one practice that I do, and I recommend it absolutely because it cleans out your stress, right? Breathe in 1 and breathe out 2. So, for example, you breathe in 5 seconds, you breathe out 10 seconds. If you can do it, you can breathe in 10 seconds, you can breathe out 20 seconds. But the in-breath is 1, basically, the out-breath 2. So in other words, the out-breath should always be 2 times the length of the in-breath, right? 1 in, 2 out. That's a practice. That's a 4 of Swords energy. That's how you clean your mind, right? So you clean out the subconscious energy through physical activity, yoga, fitness, sport, whatever background processes, cleaning out the trash of your subconsciousness. That's very important. And the other activity that you should consider installing, and it's coming here in late 2026, right before your 10 of Pentacles, right? A meditation practice, a spiritual practice where you cultivate your mind. So you clean out the trash from your subconsciousness through the physical activity, and you're cultivating your own mind through breathing exercises, 1 in, 2 out, or through meditation, which is what I always recommend for everybody to do. This is where your mastership is stabilized, where your mastership comes from, where your sovereignty comes from, right? And sovereignty, mastership, emperor energy. The emperor is pretty much all 4 kings rolled into one, so it's a big, fantastic energy, right? King of Wands, Queen of Wands, King of Cups 2 times, King of Pentacles, the Hermit is here, the Strength card is here, 10 of Pentacles, the Lovers. This is a great, fantastic year. There's not one card, right? You're standing your ground at the end of it. Maybe there's some sort of disappointment here at the end, or something from the past that you are processing here. So this could be healing. Nobody can touch you. You got the higher ground, right? You're literally standing on a higher ground. There's nobody here to see. All you see is the upper parts of these sticks. You don't see people. They can't really reach you. So you got the upper hand. Whatever is disappointing here, whatever is... Yeah, I'm not going to lie, right? There's the 5 of Cups here, clarifying the 7 of Wands at the end of the year. Swept out very much, very fast, right? At the end of it. 2 times the 8 of Wands. Let's just do a few quotes here. Let's just do 2. Yeah. At the beginning of 2026, there's the 10 of Wands, clarified by the 3 of Wands. So your ships are rolling in. The old chapter is literally over. You're literally standing, you're walking to that hill, so to speak, right? And you're closing one chapter. And this big chapter might point towards the last few years, which I don't know where you have been, but my last few years were anything but funny, right? So they were a little difficult energies, right? I've been doing tarot card readings for quite a while, and the energies in the last few years were pretty heavy, right? So wrapping up the old is a good thing, right, to do in 2026. Wrapping up the old, being open for the new beginning. You got something to do here. You're building something for yourself. 10 of Pentacles is here in the kind of the last quarter of the year, I would say. If I use these cards and think about the months, it would be October, right? September, October-ish, where the big money comes in, 10 of Pentacles, right? And by the way, 10 of Pentacles is connected to the Knight of Cups, so happiness, joy. Joy is divine humble pride, happiness, joy in what it is that you're doing, right? Don't make it all about work. Make it about work and play, or playful work. I said that, I think it was let me just think about it. Definitively the Aquarius reading. So this 10 of Pentacles guy, this King of Pentacles, this Page of Pentacles, got the Page of Pentacles 2 times here with the 2 of Pentacles, means joyful creation, right? It shouldn't be dreadful to do it. And you're wrapping up the old, maybe the old chapter was very heavy, and there's a lightness coming in here in 2026, even to your work. This success here with the 10 of Pentacles is connected to joy, to happiness, divine humble pride in what it is that you're doing. So here comes the quote, right? Hannah Arendt, by the way, those who choose the lesser evil forget very quickly that they chose evil. And this is an empath channel, this is not a narcissist channel, and this energy, this heavy energy at the beginning of the year, where you're kind of wrapping something up, you're closing something, and you're opening yourself up for the new beginning or for the new chapter in your life. January, I would say, right? there might be a heaviness. Probably you should check out the December and the November and December reading. I think when I'm recording this, I think the November reading is already out. The December reading, I'm going to do it in a few days, right? So check out the December reading, because there could be some heaviness here where you wrap up the old. And what is very important at the end of 2025, right? And I say this in general to a lot of, actually to all the readings, because the energy is just there. It's always darkest before the dawn, right? And you just stay on your path. You choose the light. You're an empath, most likely. If you're resonating with this channel, you definitively are. More on the empathic side of things, not so much, definitely not on the narcissistic side. So you chose to uphold your principles, uphold integrity, right? Uphold love, self-respect, respect for others, right? And you didn't sell your soul to whoever, right? You didn't choose evil. And for those who don't choose evil, you know, this is this dynamic of the blessing and the curse, right? And since we are in duality, if you choose evil, right, you get the blessing first and the curse comes later. Because you always get, if you're cursed, you always get the blessing first and then the curse. Because you will end up with the curse. That's why you're cursed, right? And if you sell your soul to whoever, right? If you choose evil, you get an instant relief. You get something out of it instantly. So you get the blessing first. And then you get the curse later. And then you're cursed, period. You didn't do that, I assume, right? Why? Because you're resonating with this channel. And why this is an empath channel. And I didn't do it and you didn't do it. So when you choose not to sell your soul, right? If you do not choose evil, you get the curse first. It's going to be, when you choose the light, when you choose love, when you choose self-respect, when you choose the light, right? Then you get the curse first. So it's harder, right? For those who go for the light, basically. Hence the freaking heaviness of January. 10 of Wands energy. 10 of Wands energy is not the 10 of Swords, right? So you still got your stuff under control. But January you might be a little exhausted. You might be just where you think, oh, what the F is? Oh, I'm so done with this. Can we just, yes, we can. We can start anew. We can be open for all these blessings in 2026. And you go right to work, right? We get, in February, everything will look wonderful again, right? But right at the start, you might think, oh, did I make the right choice? All these people who sold their soul, they got a new car and they got all this fancy stuff. And what do I got? I just upheld my light and chose the light, right? And you chose right. You chose right. Those who choose the lesser evil forget very quickly that they chose evil, but you didn't choose evil. That's why it's going to be, that's why you feel probably so exhausted. Right now at the end of 2025, maybe when you're watching this, definitively at the beginning where you just, you know, there comes this moment in January 2026 where you feel like you can finally drop all these freaking sticks, right? And be done with that old energy. And right, you go to work, you work on your 10 of Pentacles here. Joyfully, divine humble pride, you got everything you need and you're just going for it. And you restore balance and you're creating from your subconsciousness. How do you clean your subconsciousness? Going for long walks, swimming, sport, fitness, whatever, something in the physical, right? Background process cleans out the trash from your subconsciousness. With that cleaned out consciousness, joyful creation, you got everything you need. You are enough for yourself, right? You're not searching for anything. You're just open for it. And there comes the Lovers. Wheel of Fortune energy combined with the Lovers. Beautiful. Don't get carried away by passion. Don't just fall for the first player that comes along. Hermit energy. You know your worthiness, right? You can do it alone. And if you radiate that energy, right? I can do it alone. I'm standing on my own, right? For myself, right? You're going to meet someone who can do that too. And that's the power couple. Yeah, surrender to what is, let go of what was. Have faith in what will be. And there are the Devas. Devas are half gods that live in a happy sphere, which is kind of 4D, 5D consciousness. I'm going to talk about this probably somewhere else. Maybe I'll do an extra video about that, what it actually means. Yeah, but like humans, Devas get born, they age, and they die, right? And you're constantly co-creating with these spirits, so to speak, right? Devas, spirits, you can call it whatever you want. You don't have to believe in it, right? But, you know, the universe is a big, big place, and it's not just what we can see. There's a lot going on, and subconsciously, we're all connected, right? There's this wonderful... Yeah, I don't want to say his name, but it doesn't matter. Maybe I do another video about that. Subconsciously, we're all connected, right? The deeper you go to the subconscious level, ultimately, we're reaching divine consciousness, right? And divine consciousness is unity consciousness. And we are an emanation of that unity consciousness. And the farther you go into duality, right, into the physical, into manifestation, the easier it is to forget that we're all connected. So that's why it's so important to clean out the trash from your subconsciousness, because this trash from your subconsciousness, all the disappointments, trauma and stuff like that, this is blocking the door to the divine, basically, to its unity consciousness. But if you clean it out as a practice, 3 times a week, you don't need to overdo it. Go for a walk every day, meditate, mindfulness, right? Breath work, things like that. Breath work and meditation is basically cultivating your consciousness, and physical exercise is cleaning out the trash from your subconsciousness. And if you do that, beautiful. Everything will flow. And in 2026, you might finally establish a daily practice in that regard. So don't worry about the 10 of Wands at the beginning here. You didn't choose evil. That's why it probably was so hard in the last few years, right? And maybe you didn't get the great new Mercedes or whatever. All these people who chose evil got one, right? But they're going to pay for it. Trust me, they're going to pay for it. And don't want to overdo it. So this Blue Angel Oracle deck, 1 card, number 29, my most beloved. Healing and peace, right? Accept life as it brings peace and healing. You can start to heal yourself and our planet through acceptance. Acceptance does not mean giving up on improving things. It simply means acknowledging there may be a higher purpose, even though we don't see it. Peace is possible now, whatever your circumstances. Peace will never be any more or less possible than it is now. Life will continue its course, driven by a higher world than our own. Little we do will ever change that. And yet, when we change our perception of our circumstances and surroundings, it makes a difference. Hope and fear cannot occupy the same space. Invite one to stay. Maya Angelou. And in 2026, you're inviting hope and positivity to stay, and a daily practice to just establish that connection to the divine, to whatever you conceptualize as something bigger than yourself, right? I don't know, I don't care what name you give it, right? But there is something, and respect it and connect to it. Physical exercise, meditation, breathwork. That's you don't need to do it. Just establish something, right, of this as a daily practice, and you're totally good. One more card. Time for beginner's mind, porcupine spirit. Number 48. 47, 48. When porcupine spirit calls your name, you are being asked to adopt a beginner's mind and to approach situations with innocence and curiosity. The old confining stories no longer have a hold on you. Life is full of surprises hiding in plain sight. Looking at the world afresh with new eyes can help you find what you have been seeking. Whatever it is, a relationship, an opportunity, or evidence that you have all you need right now to co-create what you desire. Who knew? Porcupine asks you to be playful and have a childlike curiosity. There's so much waiting for you that you have not yet discovered. Yeah. Beautiful. A lot of healing, a lot of openness, and don't be disappointed. January is going to feel a little heavy. Why? I don't know. I haven't done the December reading yet, 2025. Watch that and maybe drop a comment on how December went. Kind of expecting it to be a little on the heavier side. 2026 is going to be fantastic. And I'm very happy for you. I'm happy for all of us, because this 2026 is not just, it's a paradigm shift, really. You know, the old system is going down, the new system is coming in. And 2026 is the first year, finally, right? I mean, smack 2026, right? Where the frequency of the new is more strong and more present than the old frequency. The old frequency was pretty much that effed up old system where you know, if you were a big narcissistic a-hole, you definitively got your blessing first. But these people who choose evil or the lesser evil are going to pay for it, right? And on this channel, we didn't sell our soul. I hope that's true for you as well. If you watched it that long, it definitely is. And congratulations for that, because I think a lot of people maybe have chosen a different path. Balance, right? Two of Pentacles is here as well. So you get what goes down comes up again, right? Last few years. And 2026 is the first year of that upswing. And thank God for that. And that's all I got. And if it resonates for you, share, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think about it. And hopefully see you next time. Now, but I am a friend. Ciao.